Welcome to Zammeti's. I'm not actually too sure of what I'm going to call this yet. Zammeti's Tips. I suppose it could be called Zammeti's Tips. I don't know. Maybe you folks can give me some ideas of what to call this mini-series that I want to do. So basically, I've got this idea that I want to show you some kind of quick ideas to be able to maybe craft, make some bits and pieces.
You're what the French call les incompetents.
What?
Make some cool crafty stuff that's 1, cheap, 2, easy, 3, cheap and easy. So today's Zammeti tip is how to make some really cool, funkadelic resin coasters out of just plywood and using no machines. These could be a really cool gift and something that you could try at home.
Always wear gloves when working with resin.
Now I'm going to be using entropy resins for this. You can use any resin you want for this. And these little funky coasters are only going to be small, so you don't need a lot. Right, so now we've got our colours mixed up, looking good, looking good. Now what we want to do now is have a bit of fun. And this is the easy bit. So, we don't really want the resin to fall off onto here, but you can do, it doesn't really matter so much, but the only thing is you don't want this bit of wood sticking to this bit of wood. So what I would probably recommend is try not to get it over this bit of wood, but in this case, I kind of want to cover this whole piece of wood. So, I'm going to put a bit of wax paper down to stop the resin from sticking to this wood. Know what I mean? Right, there we go. So you can see what I mean by putting some sort of paper down here. And again, it doesn't matter what it is because it will just come off and you can sand it off later on. But look at this. So it's already starting to mingle in there. I managed to get a bit done on that one, but that's cool. Because again, there's nothing, you know, there's no pattern to this or anything. You just chuck the resin in however you want it and see what it comes out to be. So there we go, folks. So we'll leave that overnight. And then we'll come back in the morning and see what we've got. It could just be an absolute mess. But we like mess. Don't we? So these are all dried up quite nice now. And look at them. This looks so funkadelic.
You rock.
Right, now, obviously it's up to you how you saw this up. But if you've got a bandsaw, you can cut them up with a bandsaw. If you haven't, then obviously you can cut them up with a handsaw. DIY, cool, funky looking resin plywood coasters. Now that was a mouthful. You probably wouldn't want to call it that. Now I bet you're wondering what we're going to do with a little bit of leftover, right? Set of 3 coasters, leftovers, no worries. Make yourself a couple of little necklaces. And that's without any really big machinery. If you do have a bandsaw and a sander, well, happy days. DIY plywood coasters. So there you go, folks. And you can even make yourself some cool looking necklaces. Yeah, that's enough of that. And this is something that you could do at home. It's just like a cheap, kind of really easy way to make some cool gifts for family members or loved ones. I've got loads of these little kind of tricks, kind of party tricks up my sleeve. So I thought I would do a few little mini series of showing you how to do this at home. It's pretty inexpensive, and as you can see, you don't need massive amounts of machinery. I did the first lot of coasters with just a handsaw and a bit of sandpaper. Obviously you can pick up some cheap resin on eBay, or there's a link below where you can get some cheap resin from Maker Central. And if you're a member, you get 10% off. Plus, you could sell these if you wanted to. Set of coasters, cool little necklace. This is just plywood. It is cheap as chips. Not fish and chips, chips. Know what I'm saying? Now obviously if you do have a sander and a bandsaw, you could be a little bit more imaginative. That's not right. Imaginative. Yeah, it is. Imaginative. Yeah. So you could just explore a bit more with it, and you could do a bit more like kind of funky little cuts and sand a few edges off and things like that. If you don't, you can still make them look really cool. It'd just be a bit boxy. Who don't like boxy? Eh? Well, that's it from me waffling. I hope you like this project. Take care, have a fab Christmas, and I'll see you all really, really soon.